dropped a video earlier. The game is just titled Fight. It's just a fighting game basically where you're fighting with different backgrounds, just like you would in Tekken, Mortal Kombat, or you know, one of those type of games like Street Fighter or something like that. But here are your characters. Some of the characters look kind of gross. Now there's this game, even though it looks this way and has these type of characters, you got a rhinoceros character on here. You know, some of these characters, I said it in the last video, but some of these characters do resemble, or you can tell they're kind of like mimicking or kind of a parody of some of these other characters in Mortal Kombat or Tekken or Street Fighter or something like that. You know, some of these characters are similar to those characters, but like I said before, this guy kind of pretty much looks like an MMA fighter. You know, he looks like he might not be following, you know, the protocol as far as, you know, substances that you can use. You know, he looks like he might have a couple of picograms in his system, but this game here does not have any grappling. And I noticed indie fighting games that I've played, all the indie fighting games, none of them have grapple, they're strike only. Now this game, even though it looks like a crazy game, it doesn't have any, like, I don't know of any like special moves, but I will tell you, I do know an easy way to win fights, an easier way I should say. You just gotta kind of duck down. For some reason they have trouble adjusting to that. I mean, they're still gonna get their hits in, and I'm sure there's other ways to win too. But this pretty much gets you the victory. This game is fairly fun, but it's really just, it seems to me like the fighters don't really differentiate. Like, they fight the same way. Now as far as me fighting, see, look, as you can see the way he knocked, there's no juggling characters or punching guys and them doing flips in the air like some of the other Tekken games and stuff like that. It's nothing like that. It's just two guys looking at each other, kicking and punching each other basically. I don't even see a block button on here. Like, I haven't been able to establish a way to block. I basically have to defend myself by stepping backwards. That looks kind of like an MMA step back, and it almost looks MMA like, you know, the way they fight, but there's no grapple. That's a pretty disappointment for me. But like I said, I played the game called Superhero X. It was a fighting game from the side like this, and it did not have any grapple. All it had was like strikes. It had more moves than this game does. This game, it doesn't. There's not a lot of moves in this. I'm not gonna dog the game too much, but it kind of seems like it would be like a game you would download at the iStore or something, or the, you know, Play Store for Android or something like that. And for all I know, it might even be on there. I don't know, but it's just not too advanced. There's just not enough. There's no, like I said, I don't even see a block button on here or grappling or anything like that, but there's nothing that explains the game anywhere. Even the tutorial mode, they don't explain anything. They just let you pretty much fight each other. That's it, you know, without dying. I mean, the D-pad is completely disabled on this. You can't do anything with that. You know, it's analog only. You know, there's no special move that you eventually earn like most of the games that are from this view, but it's $9.99. You know, I don't know what you would expect from this type of game. It seems like indie developers are starting to make games like this. But this game, it would need something else added to it. If you don't have blocks and you don't have grapple, At least have a creative fighter mode or something. Something that kind of keeps you into the game. But it doesn't even have that. It's just you select one of these guys and they just punch and kick each other. I almost feel like they should have just made a kickboxing game. Like that's what they should have did. They should have had rings with different kickboxers and title matches and stuff like that. Because look, you have kickboxers in the game, you know. Well, I think she's the only kickboxer there is, but as I do the same combo over and over again. But somehow I have a little bit of fun with this game. Not that much though. It's probably not enough to. This game has no replay ability because there's nothing else in the game. You got these few stages and you're just punching and kicking each other with a few different characters, and that's really all it is to this game. They would need like a create a character mode or something on here. That would at least give you something to play for, but there's nothing to really play for. You're just playing these little modes, knocking people out, and that's it. But I don't know. I'm not going to down talk it because it's $9.99. You know, I'm not going to tell them to go down on the price and say it should be $3 or something like that. Because I would say, you know, it's not going to set you back too hard to get this game. But I don't see anybody playing this game for the long run, like more than a few days, because there's nothing else to see in this game. As far as I know, there's no unlockable characters, there's no unlockable moves, there's no creative parts, there's nothing like that. There's literally just these guys just exchanging punches and kicks with these couple of different backgrounds. And as you can see, the knockout is not too over the top like arcade, like some of these other games where they juggle characters. This game is, I think it's in need of create a player or something. You need something to kind of keep you in this game, like coming back to try. And even if it did have create a player, honestly, the fighters all fight exactly the same. It seems that way. Now when you're fighting guys, some guys do seem faster, but that's it. Their punches and kicks are the same. I don't even feel like they have different fighting styles. I think they all fight the same. At least with Superhero X, which it had a lot of problems itself. But like I said, the only thing really different from these characters is the way they look. They're just different skins. They don't even give you... They need different moves, different fighting styles. They don't even have that. So this game could give you probably one day of entertainment. And then after that, what are you going to do? You know, there's nothing else to do. Because you could literally see everything and do everything within probably an hour, really. I want at least a taunt button. I thought there would at least be like a special move that you can earn or something. They don't have anything. These visuals are nothing too great, you know, they're not that bad though. I've certainly seen worse. As you can see, I'm winning all my fights the same way. But anyway, that's this video. I'm not gonna tell you should get it or shouldn't. I mean, first I couldn't win fights, but then I figured this out here. Yeah, these indie developers, I think they just don't have the budget to put too much into their games. As you can see, the knockouts are nothing crazy, just like an MMA style knockout basically. This is my favorite guy on here, if that even makes sense, seeing that they all fight the same.
Fight.
We all know who that's supposed to be. And when I look at this game, I'm like, this game, if they put a little bit more into it, you add grapple moves and you add creative fighter, you got a pretty good game. I mean, you definitely have a good. And another thing they would have to do is add fighting styles, like the characters would have to differentiate in some way. I mean, this is extremely basic. If you know how to beat one fighter, you can beat them all. I mean, the fights do get harder as you go, but you're basically hitting them with that two-piece body shot and then that uppercut. That pretty much works pretty good. As he's coming back. See, it's getting a little bit harder. As you can see, I may lose this fight. And I just barely escaped. So it does get harder, but you still fight the same way. Anyway, I'm gonna keep playing this. Oh, we gotta fight a rhinoceros. Maybe that's why there's not too many indie developers that make wrestling games. I know there's a game called, what's the name of that game? Help me out, guys. Oh, 5 Star, and it looks awful. I'd never played it. You know, it doesn't have custom fighters or custom wrestlers or anything like that. Because a wrestling game like this with these type of characters would be pretty cool, but like I said, it seems like they don't want to put grappling moves in these games. I mean, there's no rules. Why are we kickboxing? Anyway, that's the end of this video. I'm not gonna keep going on and on. There's nothing really else to show you or tell you about this game, so we're gonna leave it at that.